Hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. It's a beautiful Sunday and thank you so much for joining. Hello, good morning, good evening. Good evening, welcome. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. We have someone here. Good evening. If you come in, just say hi. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, 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 hello. Please, if you come in, just go ahead and say hi. Go ahead and say hi. Hello, Fred Blossom. Hey, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I'm coming. Let me just type something. Hello, who do we have? Adewale Oluwafumilayo. Good evening. Thank you so much. Hello, Success. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, 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 hello. Esther, thank you so much. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening. Obina Malaki, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Esther, what yeah, serious. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. And we're going to be starting right away. Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Obina Malaki, thank you so much for joining. I'm so grateful. So we're going to be talking about self-leadership. Who am I? Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing? How was your Sunday? Hope you had a very, very nice day. I enjoyed myself. It was a very, very wonderful day for me. Hello, Clinton. Thank you so much for joining. Just go ahead and say hi. And please share the video so some other friends can join us. We are talking about something very interesting, something very, very serious today. Look, if you can understand the topic we're going to discuss today, trust me, everything about your life is going to take shape. It's going to take shape. So please go ahead and share the video so that some other friends can join us. And so you can have the opportunity to get through this video again. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, we have a lot of people here. So thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and share the video. Hello, Tawanda, my friend, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Please, let's go ahead and share the video. So because of time, we're going to dive into what we're talking about today. Go ahead and say hi. I want to know how your Sunday was. How was your Sunday? How was your Sunday? Tawanda, Malaki, how was your Sunday? Hope you had fun. So we are talking about self-leadership. Hello, Pastor Linus. How are you doing? Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence here this evening. So let's go ahead and share the video so some other friends can join us. Hello, Clinton. Thank you so much for joining. So if you come in, go ahead and say hi and join the conversation. So we're going to be talking about self-leadership. Last week, I explained what self-leadership means. It's the foundation of everyone's life. If you can understand what self-leadership is, it's going to shape a lot of things about your life. Thank you so much, Lambert, for joining. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I appreciate your presence. Everyone here, I appreciate your presence so much. So we're going to be talking about self-leadership. And today, I said we'll be talking about who am I? Who am I? Hope you can see this clearly. We're going to be talking about the question, who am I? Last week, we talked about the 5 questions that everyone should ask themselves in life. The first one is, who am I? The second one is, where am I coming from? The third one, we said the first one is, who am I? Hope you can see it. That's the first question everyone should ask themselves in life. Now, the second one is, the second one is, where am I going? No particular sequence, but first one, who am I? Second one, where am I going? The third one is, where am I from? Where am I from? That's the third question everyone should ask themselves in life. Who am I is a question of destiny. Where am I going is a question of your destination. Who am I is a question of identity, sorry. Where am I going is a question of your destination. Where am I from is a question of your source. Then, why am I here is a question of purpose. Is a question of purpose. What is your reason for being here on earth? And then, what can I do? What can I do is a question of your potentials. It's a question of potentials. About a month ago, I did a series on gifts, and this has a lot to do with your potentials. But today, particularly, we are going to be dealing on who am I? We're going to be dealing on what? Who am I? We're going to be dealing on what? Who am I? Esther said I can't draw. Don't worry, it's okay. I know I can't draw, but yeah, I'm not naturally gifted in drawing, but I tried my best, Yeah. So who am I? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm so excited that you're here. So if you're here, go ahead and say hi. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited about this particular topic. Who am I? This is a question that everyone should ask themselves. If you don't know who you are, then what are you doing here? What's the essence of your life? Everybody needs to ask themselves, who am I? Have you ever questioned yourself, who am I really? The reason why you need to ask yourself this question is this. If you don't personally ask yourself, who am I? Other people will give you identity. Now, let me tell you something I've noticed about everyone on earth. Everybody we are all looking for an identity. We want to feel important about something. You want to have an identity. The beggar on the streets, you as a child, as a parent, whatever you are, everybody wants to be important. Everybody's looking for identity. We are looking for something that we would use as an opportunity to express ourselves. So everyone is looking for an identity. So everybody, we want to be important. You want to feel like you're somebody. That's the thing. We want to feel like we are somebody. We are all looking for an identity. And that's why this topic is very, very, very important. So, who am I? What exactly am I here on earth for? But we are going to be particular. Let's start from who am I? If you can answer the question, who you are, if you can answer who you are, then a lot of things are going to do what? Fall in place. So first of all, I want you to understand that a lot of us, now I'm going to say this and it's very true. I want you to look around. The world is producing a lot of imitations. What do I mean by that? Human beings. The system of the world has been created to keep producing the same kind of people. The system of the world has been set to produce the same kind of people. What do I mean? Let's start from the family system. Every parent wants the child, most parents, let me not say every parent, most parents have conditioned their children to come out in a particular way. I want my child to be this particular thing. I want my child to be in this particular way. So they've conditioned everything in the house, like by setting boundaries for you. Like this is how you want your child to come out. You don't care, is this how it's supposed to be or not? But you've already set that standard for your child. That is the way it is. Now let's talk about our school systems. The school systems have been set up to keep producing a particular type of people. in the school system, we are all supposed to do the same curriculum. We are all supposed to do the same this. So you see, there is only one target that the school system is setting us up for. It's all setting us up for when you graduate, start working for someone or something like that. The same thing. Everyone, we just keep being imitations of each other. And this is not what God intended for us. Everyone is unique. So you have to discover who you are personally. This does not have to do, if you notice, these things are not taught in schools. Most parents don't teach these things in their homes. You don't teach your child to discover who he is for himself. Now, one thing about knowing who you are is that nobody can discover who you are for you. Never. Nobody can discover who you are for you. You have to discover who you are for yourself. The teachers or parents may help you. They could align you, and that's what I plead every time. I'm very passionate. I want to see parents that guard their children. You guide your children to discovering who they are, not that you insist on giving them an identity. No. Parents ought to guide their kids to discover who they are, not that you tell your child who to become. Self-discovery is a personal journey. It's not a journey that anyone can do for you. Schools can never help you discover yourself. Your parents can never help you discover yourself. The society will not help you discover you. You have to discover you for yourself. And this is something I want everyone to do. Self-discovery, knowing who you are, is not something that happens when you grow up. This is a problem. This is an identity problem, because you see a teenager, I don't know who I am, so you are seeking identity from different things. You want to be a part of the happening people in school, because you feel that being a part of them would give you an identity and make you feel important, which is what everybody wants to feel. So if a child does not know who he is at that stage, he's looking for an identity somewhere else. He's looking for where to feel important. He's looking for where to get an identity. And this is wrong. So you see, knowing who you are is something that parents should help their kids to discover who they are. It's not a matter of, no matter when the person is whatever age, when he knows what's good or bad is, help the person identify who he is. Let him discover himself. Put things that would help him know who he is even while he's growing up. Self-discovery is a journey. You have to know who you are as time goes on. It's not something you finish. It doesn't happen all of a sudden. It's a continuous journey. But it does not have a specific time that somebody has to get to know who they are. That's why you see people. There are people that steal. There are people that become thieves, not because they don't have money, but because that's where they feel important. They feel like the boss when they can order people. You see some guys that go to rape ladies, not because they want to feel authoritative. You see some ladies doing the wrong thing. You see some ladies becoming prostitutes, not because maybe they are even in search of money or something, but because they are looking for what would make them have an identity. They want to feel important somewhere. They want to feel like there is something that gives me an identity. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm talking about, but this is wrong. We have to know who we are. We have to meet ourselves. We have to do what? We really have to meet ourselves. I've told you that schools, parents, society, the way it is has not given us opportunity to meet ourselves. It has not given us opportunity to meet yourself. So now, what do you have to do? You have to sit down, take some time out, and ask yourself, who am I for real? Another thing I want you to know is this. I've heard a lot of people say things like, my name is this. If they ask you who you are, you say, my name is this, or I am the mother of so, this and that. Look, that's not who you are. Your identity is not based on your family. Your identity is not connected to, is not that you are a mother of 5 kids. If those kids are taken away from you, who are you? You are not just the wife or the husband of somebody. If those things are taken away from you, who are you? Your identity is your true essence. Do you understand? If so many people see themselves as something that changes from one stage of their life to another. Let me use this for example. Years ago, you were a student. 2 years ago, you were so person's boyfriend or you were so person's girlfriend. Next year, you are something else. No. Who you are, it's beyond something that changes every day. Do you understand what I mean? Those things, there is something inside of you. Who you are is a package that you came on earth with. But all that happens is that you have to discover who that person is. Do you understand? You did not become who you are by coming on earth and then those things. No. You came with it here. But you have to discover who you are. You have to discover who that person truly is. And that's very interesting thing about this particular topic we are talking about today. I want you to meet yourself. I'm going to share this experience with you. Look, all my life, before I actually met myself, I felt like so many things were the things that were going to give me identity. I know I had this stage in my primary school where I wanted to be among the happening cliques. I wanted to be among the people. Okay, someone said, okay, I'm coming. So, I know I wanted to be among the happening people. I wanted to know what I wanted to be a part of them because I was looking for an identity. I wanted something that was going to give me importance. But that didn't help me. At every stage of my life, before I met myself, I was looking for identity in one place or the other. But finally, I met myself. I discovered who I was for real. I discovered who I was for real. Something that would help you in discovering who you are is knowing where you are from. Now, I will tell you that I'm from God, and that made me understand that I was God. Do you understand? He said we are gods. It made me understand that I have something beyond what I thought I had. When I knew who I was, then I knew what I carried. I knew the potentials I had inside of me. And then I said, what? Girl, you can't be there looking for identity here and there. This is who you are. I had to embrace myself. Meeting me changed my life. It made me want to unleash. It made me want to become like, I wanted to manifest who I was in the inside. Do you understand? Knowing who you are in the inside makes you want to live it out, makes you want to manifest it. That's one thing that discovering who you are does to you. Okay, let me read some of the comments so that I would know what's going on. Abo Emmanuel Amechi said, please give us a comprehensive composition about yourself. A comprehensive composition about myself. I don't know if it's in line with what we're talking about, or you want to know me like, who is Chimdindu? Okay, if you want to know me, who is Chimdindu? My name is Ugwuanyi Chimdindu Peace, and I'm very passionate about self-leadership and helping people discover their gifts and maximize their potentials. So yeah, that's it. So so someone said, who are you? Just like I said, Jidechi said, I am Jidechi Chideze Jidechi. Yes, I want you to know that you are beyond your name. Your name is not where who you are stopped. In fact, on the long run, it's not necessarily who you are. Who you are is beyond your name. It's beyond the attachments or different titles that have been given to you. Who you are is the true essence of your being. Ijama said, who you are, is it your purpose or related to your purpose in life? Yes, who you are is related to your purpose in life. And I'm going to use an illustration to explain that. Thank you so much, Ijoma, for that question. Now we are getting into it, and I love how it's coming up. I'm going to use this story for instance. How many of us have watched Tarzan. How many of us have watched that cartoon, Tarzan? That cartoon came to my mind when I was preparing for this topic, and this is the instance I'm going to use. Tarzan was discovered by monkeys, by chimpanzees. I don't know if they are monkeys or whatever, but let me just use monkeys for example. So he was a human being. He lost his parents, and then a monkey took him and began to live and began to train him. Tarzan was a human being, but he was living with monkeys. This is something that happened. He began to walk like a monkey. Like he was doing the normal thing. Like he wasn't walking with his 2 legs. He was walking with his hands and his leg, just the way the monkey walks. Tarzan never spoke. He did not talk as a human being. He was doing all the sounds the monkeys were doing. I think something like that. He didn't know how to talk properly like other human beings were doing. He was just, everything about him was just like the monkeys. He ate what the monkeys were eating. He did not know who he was. Like he felt, okay, I was a monkey and all that. But now I will tell you something. Wow. So I'm going to tell you something that happened to Tarzan. When finally human beings came to that jungle and Tarzan met a human being for the first time, I remember when he held Jane's hand and he saw that we actually look alike. Our hands are the same. He saw a human being that looked like him. And suddenly, everything about him started changing. Now, Tarzan began, everything about like what he wanted to do started changing. Discovering who you are helps you understand your purpose and what you're supposed to do on earth. Do you understand how that is connected? For example, let me use another example. A lion, a baby lion, is supposed to roar. They roar, they protect, they do different things. If that baby lion stays with chickens, trust me, he will never roar. He would never be a bold animal. He will act like a chicken. He will pick food on the floor just like the chicken does. But the day he discovers that he is a lion, he would know what he carries inside of him, the potentials he carries inside of him, and he will begin to fulfill the duties of a lion. He will begin to protect. He will begin to roar. He will begin to be that lion that he discovered he was. So you see, the day you understand who you are, you would understand the potentials, you understand the gifts you carry inside of you, and you would know, what am I supposed to do with these gifts inside of me? You would know the kind of, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? For example, I discover who I am as a person. I discover the gifts I have, that I have the gift of this and that. It automatically helps me know, with this gift, this is your purpose. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do this and all that. Do we get it now? So, Ijom, I hope that was an answer to your question. So, who you are, yes, it helps you. It's related to your purpose in life. It's related to your purpose. A man that does not know who he is, he has not discovered his purpose yet. But if you know who you are, it would help you discover your gifts, know what you carry, and what you can do with what you carry. Hope you got that. So I'm going to go down. Okay, and no, let me see some other comments or contributions. Someone said Obina said, you are not the cheating type and I know you. Okay. Okay, I guess he was talking about the instance I gave. So Abo said, are you married or single? If you're married, how many kids? Okay, thank you so much, Abo, for that question. Maybe we'll talk about that later, but for this particular broadcast, let's go deep into what we're not talking about. Thank you, Obina Malaki, for the response. Thank you so much. So now, another thing that discovering who you are helps you do is this. There is nobody on earth that is similar to the next person. Do we get that? Discovering who you are helps you understand your uniqueness. It helps you understand your uniqueness. You're not looking for identity. You don't want to be like other people. You don't want to be, it's lack of identity that makes a lot of teenagers, they want to wear the latest thing so that they would feel more important. They feel that gives them identity. You want to be with the latest clique because you feel that's what's going to give you an identity. Listen, the day you discover who you are, you become free from every other person's opinion. You become a personality. You become a personality on your own. That's the day you discover who you are. You become free from people's opinion, even your parents. Do you understand? I don't know if you get that. Discovering who you are makes you free from everybody. Your parents, whatever, your friends, the society, school system, whatever, your teachers. They can't tell you, oh, you got a 10 over 100 and therefore you are a failure. The day you discover who you are, nobody can define you. You define yourself. You create the world you want for yourself. You don't give anybody that chance to tell you who you are. You don't give anybody that chance to say, this is who you are. You tell yourself, this is who I am. So how do you discover who you are? Ijoma said, so how do you discover who you are? Now I'm going to tell you, the way to discover who you are is to know where you are from. Where are you from? I told you that the day I discovered that I was from God, I knew that I was his child, and I knew the things he had put inside of me. I knew the things he had put inside of me. So discovering who you are, that's the first way to discover who you are is, number one, to know where you are from. Knowing your source helps you know who you are and what you can do. Hope that answers your question, IJ. Hope that answers your question. So discovering who you are is knowing where you are from, and the thing, like knowing your source, it helps you know who you are and what you can do. And I hope that answers your question very well. So all I'm trying to let us understand today is this. If where you are, if you're not feeling that, if you're not comfortable with where you are, your environment could be a hindrance to helping you discover who you are. Maybe you're not in the right place. You're always feeling inadequate. You're always feeling there is more. The truth is that inside everybody is a longing for more. The time you discover who you are, when you discover who you are, you know you have discovered who you are. That's one beautiful thing with discovering who you are. If you discover who you are, you would know you have discovered who you are. And one way to discover who you are, one way to know you've discovered who you are, is that who you are is bigger than what your mind thinks. It's bigger than what you've always been used to. It's a challenge. Who you are, it's a challenge to you. So now, what you do is that you are working to manifest that person that is inside of you. Do we understand? I'm going to use another example to explain this statement. Look at this apple. If I open this apple, right? If I open this apple, you're going to see a seed. Now, that seed that you see is just a potential. It's just that's how so many of us are. All you see is a seed. All you see is that little chimdi. Now, when that little chimdi goes through a process, I automatically become what the only thing you're seeing is a seed. But trust me, that seed is a tree. That seed has fruits that are apple fruits. Do you understand? Normally, when you see someone, all you're seeing is a seed. You're seeing a seed. For people that have, when you discover who you are, you know that, wow, what I am truly is not just that apple seed. What I am is a big tree that has fruits and that can have more apple trees and can bear more apple fruits. Do you understand? Now, if all you see yourself is as a seed and you're content with it, that's not enough. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? What I want you to understand with this example illustration I just gave now is this. Everybody is a seed at first, but there is a longing in you that there is more. This is not just all of me. This is not just all of me. There is more to this. Now, when you take yourself through that process, just like an apple seed, then a tree can emerge. And then you can bear fruits and save your world. So that's what discovering yourself is. Just like I gave an instance with this apple seed, everyone has to go through a process to truly become that thing that we are. Everyone is a seed. We all have potentials inside of us. Like, that's just it. But you have to work to actually manifest who you truly are on the inside. You have to stay in the right environment. You have to take the right nutrition, just like a plant. What do you listen to? What kind of books do you read that would help you discover who you are? What kind of things do you watch? What kind of places do you go to? Who do you listen to? All these things would help you unveil who you are. So this is what I am going to advise now at the end of this broadcast. And it's a practical step to discovering who you are. And this is what I'm going to explain to you. If you are here and you feel that I don't think I know who I am. I don't think I am manifesting myself in it, like I'm manifesting to the fullness of who I am. You would know, because when I'm talking, you would know that, like, man, there is more to my life. There is more to my life. First of all, what I ask you to do is just like a plant. Go away from everybody. Take a time out on your own. Take a time out on your own. And ask yourself, I want you to like soak yourself, like ask yourself, who am I? I want you to dig deep inside yourself. There is this longing inside of everybody to be more. So I want you to take yourself aside from the noise, everybody. Take a solitude. Have some time with yourself. You can choose to read books that would help you discover who you are. You can choose to listen to messages, and I would prescribe you listen to some of Miles Monroe's messages. They would help you a lot in discovering who you are. Listen to some of these messages, take a time out, and after that, ask yourself certain questions. They would help you to actually know and dig deep inside of you to unveil who you truly are to yourself. You can, and some people, that could be a practical step. You can choose to do that with prayer and different things. That's one of the practical ways I would recommend for you to discover who you are. Take a time out. Don't be so hooked up with everything everybody is doing in the world and all that, the noise, this and that. They won't help you discover who you are. Take a time out. Spend time with yourself. Spending time with yourself would help you know who you are. Read books. Listen to good books. Listen to messages that would help you, and commune with God. You would understand and discover who you truly are. I don't know if this was really helpful, but I want to know if you have any question from this series we did now. If you have any question, you can put it down there. If you have any comment, you can put it down there. I want to know what's going through your mind. I want to know what's going through your mind. I want you to drop your questions there. Drop your questions if you have anything. Abo Emmanuel said, family upbringing, environmental factors, social influences make up your cognitive system. If you are from a Christian home, you get to reason in that divine, and so it's Muslim. Okay, yeah. Your environment, just like I said, your environment affects people's knowledge in understanding who they are and everything. So if you have a question about what we've talked on so far, I want you to drop it there. Remember the practical steps. Take a time out with yourself and ask yourself certain questions. Watch some videos that are very helpful and read some books that are very helpful. Self-discovery is not something that happens all in a day. It's something that happens as time goes on. It's something that happens as time goes on. And trust me, day by day, you keep having an unveil of who you are and become the best of yourself. How do I, on the long run, affirm who I have become? My opinion or what other people say about me. Thank you so much, Adenuga Oluwale, for that question. He said, on the long run, how do I run on the long run, affirm who I have become, my opinion, or what people say about me. If I get your question very well, you mean, finally, now I've discovered who I am. How do I continue on the long run, affirm myself that this is who you are? Maybe because of people's opinion that come along the way. Thank you so much for that question. Now I'm going to go back to the instance I gave about the lion. And this, trust me, this is going to be very helpful. Just listen to this instance. That baby lion that finally discovered he's a lion. He has been living with humans before and he didn't know he could, or with chickens before, and he didn't know he could roar. Finally, he started living with lions and discovered who he was as a lion. The more he keeps staying with the lions that know they are lions, he will keep roaring like a lion. What did I say? That means that, first of all, what keeps you running on the long run in affirming yourself is your environment. I'm very, 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 very passionate about, I'm very, very skeptical about people's environment. Your environment plays 50%, scientifically, your environment plays 50% role in adding value to your life in any way, in making up who you are. Your environment, 50%. So imagine when the lion was staying with chickens, he was behaving like a chicken. But when he started staying with lions, he started behaving like a lion. So first of all, Ugwuanyi, the first thing to keep yourself on that long run is you have to keep staying with lions. Make sure that the environment you find yourself, it's always pushing you to become more of you. Your environment is always pushing you. That's number one. Now, secondly is you yourself. You have to make up your mind and consciously work on yourself. What do I mean by that? Find books that would help you in discovering who you are. You have to do your own personal work. You don't just leave everything to your environment. You have to make sure that you keep updating yourself. Make sure that you're reading books that would help you keep discovering who you are. Make sure you're watching videos that will keep helping you discover who you are. Make sure you have time of solitude and meditation where you hear yourself. All these things help you. And also keep communing with God. If, for Christians that believe strongly in God, whatever you believe in, make sure you keep communing with whatever it is that you believe is your source. Whatever it is you believe with, that is your source, because that's where you discover your strength from your potentials. Make sure you keep communing with that. And trust me, if you do that on the long run, you can't lose your identity. You only lose your identity when you have a misplaced environment, or you start hearing the wrong information from the wrong places. So just like a plant, when it starts getting wrong nutrients, it starts malfunctioning. So you have to keep getting the right nutrients for you to keep your identity safe for a long time. So, and that's something that happens continuously. It doesn't stop. You keep taking up things that would keep helping you become more and more and more and more and more. So any other person with any other question before I go? Time is up. Yep. Abo said children are supposed to live strictly under the care of their parents to discover their lives. Parental care guidance is bagam. It serves as foundation and formation of meaning lifestyle. Yes, you're very correct. Parents are supposed to guide. I love what you said, guide, not control. Parents are supposed to guide their kids to discover who they are. But parents are not supposed to impose on their kids who they want them to become. That's wrong. Joseph Osho Onele said, great with more grace. Thank you so much, Joseph. Your words are very, very encouraging. Thank you so much, and I appreciate that a lot. So any other person that has any other question? Abo Emmanuel Amechi said, I'm waiting for your personal chatting, please. I'm just boiling for many, many questions. No problem. We can talk in privately in my inbox. Yeah. Any other person that has any other question before we wrap it up for today? Anybody that has any question or any comment, I want to know what you learned today, guys. Please, this is very important to me. I want to know one thing you learned today. Drop one thing you learned today. I want to just know one. It doesn't have to be so many. If it's one thing, I want to discover myself like this, or just one thing you learned today. I want to So I'm going to just have 2 minutes for us to drop whatever we think we learned today. Please, 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 I want to know what you learned today. What are you taking home from the almost 45 minutes we spent here together? Okay, Joseph said, how did you manage to come this far? What's the secret? Okay. Okay, how did I manage to come to this far? Okay, this far. Thank God you said this far, because everything is a journey and I'm still there. There is no particular destination, because there is who we are is still this big. So we are working towards getting to that point that God wants us to be. So how did I manage to get this far? First of all, as I said, is that I got to meet who I was, and meeting me made me want to manifest what I saw. So by God's grace, with the help of the right environment, with the help of, I had to start working on myself. I had to read things. I had to listen to messages. I had to look for something that would help me unveil who I was in the inside. So, and that has really helped me a lot. And I'm still working on becoming who God wants me to be. I always say this, that my greatest inspiration is who God has made me, because he has made me already. You're finished. So looking at the finished product of God wants me to manifest that. So that pushes me every day to become more and more of myself. Yeah, that's I don't know if that answered your question, Joseph. So yeah, so keep working on. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for joining. Thank you so much. We are rounding off already. So I said, let's drop our questions or whatever it is we have to say. Hi, Fortune Abel. Thank you so much for joining. So we are done for the day. I said 2 minutes. We're going to wrap up. So if you have anything you learned, I want you to drop it there. I want you to drop it there. I want you to drop whatever you learned, and I will reply you later. So Fortune Abel said, my greatest inspiration is who God has made me. Yeah, thanks, mom. Yes, that's actually my greatest inspiration. Many other people inspire me generally. I get inspired by a lot of people, but my greatest inspiration is who God has made me to be. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for joining. Goodbye. Have a beautiful week. Yo. Yeah, Joseph, you rock too. So you guys, please have an awesome week. And please keep discovering who you are. You are bigger than you think. So have a nice week. I'm going to miss you guys. See you next week and have fun. Bye.